Hello, soul friends. This is Miriam. Welcome back to my channel. Today's pick a card reading is going to be all about what do you have to be grateful for? Something in your life that you have to be grateful for. I feel like for some of you, it's going to be a type of thing where you are like, absolutely, I'm grateful for this and it's going great. Others, it might be like, I don't know what I have to be grateful for right now. And so that's also coming through already. Interesting. Let's see. So for cards we shall be using today. Remember, no matter your individual beliefs, tarot or oracle reading is your spirit guides coming forward to give you advice, or it is your subconscious mind helping you answer life's ponders. No matter how you look at that, it is healthy and you are in the right place. Cards we are using today, I believe, yes. What else do we have here? Okay. Those ones. Where is that? There's another oracle deck that I need to show you, and I can't seem to. Because it's right there on top, of course. I never expect that. All right, and then for group one, we have it's like a tumbled but not a shaped amethyst, I guess is what you would say if you're a rock person. I'm sure I'm saying that's all kinds of wrong. No clue what this is. It's very peachy. Maybe it's just some kind of quartz, but it got kind of orangey instead of pink. I don't know. More amethyst, I think, but I'm not sure. Let me know. It's got a lot of white in it, but I mean, that does too. It's just kind of clear in places. And then a citrine stone that's very raw. Sorry for the noise outside. It's a Memorial Day, and, you know, the powers that be decide not to let it be a sunny day for people barbecuing outside. Not that I'm affected by that. I work on Memorial Day because no one else does. So if there's somebody trying to buy something, they're going to come buy it from you that day because nobody else is working. That's how my business works. Okay. Pause if you need. We will see you in your... clarification deck. We're using Happy Tarot again. Can't get enough of this deck. It's one of my favorites. Super cute. This one is also one of my favorites. I should do a review. I haven't done one of those in a while. How many times do I say that without doing it? Let me know in the comments. It's a lot. All right. See you later. Bye. One. So you picked the polished but not tumbled amethyst stone crystal. Is amethyst a crystal or a gemstone? Let me know in the comments. We're going to start with your dragon energy. We have the garlic dragon, boundaries. Some of you have these flowers in your garden, or they're like your favorite kind of flower, or you just like notice them a lot lately. Some of you might cook with a lot of garlic. I cook with a lot of garlic. It's one of the few things I'm not allergic to is garlic. I know. That's when you hear all these people go, what do you mean you're not allergic to garlic? It's like, garlic is a natural antihistamine. That's why. Boundaries. The garlic dragon, boundaries. Okay. So for some of you, I feel like what you have to be grateful for is that you are starting to establish some boundaries. Whether that is... I promise I'll stop fiddling with this in just a second. This is all getting in the way of what I'm trying to do. Ooh, okay. That was a cat hair. Okay. Like you're establishing them. And some of you might not even realize that it's something to be grateful for. This, like how big of a deal it is. Maybe you don't realize how big of a deal it is. It's a big deal, y'all. Because... when you set boundaries, you take your power back, yo. See, and that's just, it's such a sexier way to say it. Like, instead of, oh gosh, I'm going to set up some boundaries. Like, I'm going to take my power back, yo. You know, B word, that kind of thing. It's spicy, which garlic is not really what I would call spicy, but it's like, it's got some kick to it. You know what I'm saying? People who don't like it probably find it to be overpowering. Ooh, interesting that just came out of my lips. So some people might not like you setting those boundaries. That just goes with the territory with setting boundaries or taking your power back. Is that people who really wanted you to not do that are like, hey, I'll do anything in the realm of possibility to get you to stop doing that. And people do it for all different sorts of reasons. Some just do it so that they can feel like they have control over the situation. And it's such a foreign concept to me. I'm either so controlling that I'm blind to it in myself, or I just don't do this. But it's like some people have to control everything they can. Like they have to feel like they are in charge all the time, whether it's in a subversive way or a very overt way, right? It's like they have to. And man, if you've never met somebody like that, like go to an office meeting somewhere or a staff meeting of some kind, or look around the room, right? I guarantee you'll figure out who I'm talking about pretty quickly. Interesting that that's coming out about work. This could be setting boundaries with people at work. I feel like maybe some of you have this that person, that type of person there that like tries to run the meeting even if they're not the boss, or maybe they're the boss, and so when they do like delegate to give you guys jobs, they can't back up and let you do what they, delegated you to do. And so then they, start trying to micromanage and it gets all icky. And then they can't do their job properly. If that's what they're doing, it breeds resentment, and then they get all butthurt, and then they might get nasty, or they might shut down. So yeah, definitely some work stuff there. Some of you, it was like a boss thing. Some of you, it's like somebody who wants to be the boss. And I feel like because they throw their weight around so much, I feel like people in this crowd I don't feel like you're pushovers for the most part, or at all. I feel like it's more like like, okay, for the people who are at work, you're at work. You don't want to rock the boat. You also definitely don't feel the need to control everything like some people, but you also have things that need to get done and things that you need to do, things that you want to see get done, etc. and so forth. And you also might understand that you have just as much right to be there as anybody else, but yet this person might sort of come at you more because they've seen you be like somebody who stays quiet or concedes sooner, because you pick your battles kind of thing. And they haven't really seen you totally like dig your heels in with them yet. And you're starting to dig in your heels, and you're feeling grateful for that. See how his little chest is all stuck out? Like, oof. I guess I shouldn't assume this dragon's gender. I don't know if garlic dragons are girls or boys. I imagine there's both, so that they can have little garlic dragon babies, I guess. I don't know. Or it could be like that movie where like the male just like flies around and there's like a billion females and he just like fertilizes all their eggs. You know what movie I'm talking about? Tell me what it is in the comments. I'm not giving it away. Y'all better start watching more movies. It's making me sad. Okay. So anyway, this person, for some of you, might have those flowers around them. Like you might not even like those flowers for those people. Some of you do. Some of you might feel like that's just more of an indication to know that you're in the right place, because the person that you're thinking about in general right now that you've had to set boundaries with, and there's a lot coming in, I'm sorry, that, they have flowers like that on their desk, or that they like love purple or something. It's interesting that you picked the purple stone, and I'm so drawn to these purple flowers. And we also have kind of a purple theme going in these cards. So some of you might love purple. Some of you might be dealing with a person who loves purple. Woof. Okay. Maybe I just like purple. Who knows? No, I'm just kidding. This is all part of the deal. Okay, so yeah, sticking out the chest, feeling proud. So I feel like the results have been good. So I don't feel... It's not like you haven't had pushback, because I do feel like you've had pushback. But I feel for the most part, most of the people that are in this group are not like, oh, I had to set boundaries and now everybody freaking hates me and it sucks. And, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And then you tell somebody about it, like your husband, for like the 90th time that day. And you're like, and then I was like, whatever, because I have to set my boundaries. I have to set my Whereas, like, if you were more comfortable with it, you would have just done what you did and then gone off. And then I feel like for some of you, it's like you're talking like that in that same exact way I just described. I won't make you listen to that twice. But you feel proud of yourself, and that's why you're talking like this is new to some of you. Like, I've never... and then I said this. Like I said, F you, Dad, And you know what? The world didn't explode. It's crazy, right? That kind of feeling. And it feels good. And you want to you're kind of analyzing it, talking about it, exploring how all it makes you feel. That's coming through for some. Just some different. All right. Is there something else? I mean, I picked up on the dad thing. So it might have been with a parent. It could just be that some of you are just doing it in general. But if this isn't about work, it could be like setting boundaries with a partner and your partner actually kind of falling in line. I don't want to be like, oh, get your partner in line. But we're human. We all have bad and good behaviors. And sometimes some of us push boundaries, right? And we don't even realize we're doing it. It has to do with stupid stuff like insecurities and unconscious herd behavior, an instinctual need so that we can feel calm. There's all kinds of different reasons why people push boundaries. It doesn't have to mean that they're a bad person, but it also doesn't mean that you have to put up with it. And I feel like some of you are really starting to move towards, and what you feel grateful for is possibly you don't feel that guilt. Cognitively, you should set boundaries. It's the healthier thing to do. You'll know you'll be better off. But then when you do it, you have that guilty feeling that comes up like, oh God, now they all hate me, or they don't understand. I always hate it when somebody doesn't understand, because then they can just form an opinion about me that isn't correct, right? And so that also can come into play. But it's the guilt feeling that it's not even you can attribute, if a friend was telling you that they went through the exact same thing, you would be like, you have nothing to feel guilty for, right? But with you, it's not like you're attributing it to an act you did that makes you feel guilty. It's just you set the boundary, and now the guilty feeling's in your tummy. Not even connected to anything concrete, right? And it's not connected to anything concrete because you know that you've done nothing wrong, but your body still does the same thing. And that makes your mind go, oh, I'm guilty. And you might even search for things of you're in a quiet moment, or you're, busy working, you're kind of on autopilot, and you just have that feeling like you're working through the day, feeling guilty on top, and you're trying not to think about the thing that you did. And then you go, oh, I'm guilty. And you think about it because it's nagging at you. And then you realize, oh, it's about that stupid thing. I didn't even do anything wrong. I just set a boundary, right? That's coming into play. Good grief. Okay, I think we have enough there. If I did not say your specific situation, if it's not a work thing, and it's not a dad thing, and it's not a partner thing, just put the boundary setting with whoever you set it with. I feel like this is such a new concept for some, or the people are so extreme that you had to set the boundary with. And that's the other thing too. A lot of people are like, well, you set a boundary, you shouldn't feel bad about it. If a person really doesn't want you to set the boundary, boy, they really put a lot of energy into making you understand that they are not cool with it, right? And they test it and they push. It's a whole ball of wax. Okay. Yeah, celebration, let go and have fun. I feel like overall, since this is one of our overall energies, I feel like overall the group here is very, very happy that they're setting these boundaries. One thing I also want to point out is her little rainbow flag. You're letting your true colors fly, and that can be in any shape or form. It could be just you saying, hey, I'm not comfortable with you saying that. I have just as much right to be here as you do, or saying no, or, that kind of thing. Establishing yourself, letting yourself stand out in some way, right? Of just like, here I am, not going anywhere, and being proud of that. And that could be like setting boundaries with people because you've come out about aspects of your personality or aspects about your lifestyle or your aesthetics. Your guides want me to, I was like, what are they called? The Sparts, the guides. Sparts is spirits, in case you haven't watched this channel before. I make fun of old 70s gypsy accented ladies that have scarves on their head and did readings, in those movies. And they had a strange accent. It was kind of Irish, kind of Russian sometimes. They didn't know what they were doing. Because she wasn't really from anywhere. It was kind of like Fez on that 70s show. They never say where she was from. Sometimes she'd sound Hungarian, like all those different European, I should say like European minority types, like, not the upper crust, proper, ladies and gentlemen, or people that were like that. The people that they perceived to not be that way were often like Irish and, gypsies, right? Which gypsies, good gosh, that could mean a lot of different things. So anyway, before we get into all a history lesson here, because I'll botch that, I want to show you all these animals that are coming through. It's a lot of animal energy for you. So I'm just looking for more of them. I think our hair is like trees, right? Mm-hmm. We spend a lot of time on these cards because they have so many symbols. They have flowers, butterflies for change. We have dogs. Some of you might have dogs that look just like that. Others, it's just the dog spirit, which is like an undying loyalty and love. And I feel like since you're setting boundaries, it's like an undying loyalty and love to yourself. It's also a message that your guides are saying that your true people, your soul tribe, whatever you want to, your real friends, people who don't suck, who are going to come into your life. That's what I call them. People who don't suck could embody that feeling of like there's people who are going to be drawn to you unconditionally for flying your true colors and setting those boundaries. Because I know like setting boundaries sounds different than flying your true colors, but honestly, going forward into the world and not compromising on your comfort as you move forward. Think about those people that want to control the whole room. Do they worry about like bending over backwards for somebody to make that other person comfortable? Abso-flippin-lutely not. But, some of you have, right? So it's like your true people will come towards you. The rabbits are here for having courage, right? The badger's there to be like, don't mess with me. All these, that's why so many things are coming towards you now. We have the fox. You're being clever. You're doing the right thing. What is that? Is that another dog? His ears are a little strange, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's a dog. Let me know in the comments what you think this, yeah, that's a dog. Okay. We also have the doe and the stag. The doe and the stag are very, very powerful totem animals, and they have very, very distinct qualities to them, even though they're of the same animal species, family. What do you call that? Man. Freshman science, just is like a blur. I don't even remember half the stuff we talked about anymore. Maybe it was sophomore science. Anyway. Do you guys remember those genus, species, class, family. I don't. I remember all the names. I don't remember what they're attributed to. The doe is about being gentle and being gentle, delicate, classy, but also knowing when to move. Okay. Also having a sixth sense, if you would, with like reading the room, knowing when somebody doesn't fit in, knowing when there's a whole group that you don't fit into, knowing when it's time to leave, knowing when it's time to seek, knowing when it's time to nurture. That's all part of doe energy. Okay. You also have the stag energy, which is very much that boundary setting of, I will like ram you, sucker, if you get in my way. Like, I don't want to, and I don't have to, as long as you don't push me there. But if you push me there, like stag's gonna push back, right? The stag is also about seeing the way forward, being led to the answer. It's about power. It's about, yeah, being unapologetic, right? What is, and there's no apology needed, right? So you've got both of those. And I love that for you because it's like you've got that balance of you're setting boundaries, but you're not like going overboard. Your guides want you to know. So if some of you do have that guilty feeling, if you're not sure, like maybe I did go too far because somebody told me I did, right? But really they were just lashing out because you were setting boundaries, right? Your guides are showing that you're not overdoing it. So the guilty feeling is just a nervous response, a familiar response that just comes back because your experiences like have imprinted on you, right? And so you have that nice balance. And then lastly, I see a horse, which is about freedom. This is all bringing you more freedom. You're growing. The trees are showing that growing and that you're grounded, right? Because trees have roots. And that you're blossoming. Oh my goodness, so many symbols. And you guys are probably like, oh, I'm getting tired. Writing notes to your friends. Okay, let's see what we got. Meadow, vulnerability. Yeah, setting boundaries does make you somewhat vulnerable. But as we continue to practice it, it makes us less vulnerable. And so I feel like you are accepting that you're just owning your vulnerability at this time, and you're unapologetic for it. You realize that everybody is vulnerable, that there's no way to hide that anyway. It's like hiding imperfection, right? Also, the term meadow is significant to some of you. It might be somebody's name. It might be like yours or somebody, related to this. Could be the name in something, like the name of like a town, a place, a hiking trail. I don't know. But that word is sticking out to me as being significant to some of you. Okay. Karma, DNA. Yeah, a lot of you, this boundary setting, like none of this is your fault. Like I said, it's not like you guys are pushovers. I feel like some of you had to sort of not set boundaries in order to survive in a lot of circumstances, or at least it felt like that, like when you were kids, or it was like that. And that, maybe you have a family, we have that DNA. That always makes me think about family. So it's the little animals crisscrossing together there, the snakes. But it's also about this idea of, oh, I lost it. Sorry. Because the snakes climbing up the pole, that made me think that some of you are in science, some of you are working in hospitals or in healthcare in some way. Some of you are in a family business of some kind. Some of you, just the boundary setting thing is like ingrained in DNA of like a problem that everybody kind of has, a thing that people in your family push, and that's why you kind of have had to ease into this now. And then also just the actual meaning of the word karma, which is you're setting boundaries, cause and effect. As you set boundaries, you're less likely to be pushed up against because people will see that you won't move under under certain circumstances. And so they're less likely to try, especially in front of others, because if you're not going to move, there's only so far a person will go, right? Especially in like an office setting. Okay. Wind activation. Yeah, you're activating this new power activated is what I'm hearing. New power activated. But also you're going with the flow. You are stirring things up, I'm hearing a little bit, but that's them, not you. And so you're like, hey, it is what it is. Like people are going to get their little, underoos in a twist. Because I didn't do what they wanted that one time in that one meeting, or I didn't do what they wanted that one time we were on a phone conversation. They were ranting, but not only just ranting, they wanted to hear me say I agreed with them when I didn't. Those kinds of petty little things also are coming through. Mountain strength. Yeah, not being moved. Being sturdy, being stable, being calm. Being higher than others. Good stuff. Okay, let's get you just a few little tarot cards. I don't know what they're going to tell us, y'all. Let's ask for some advice as you move forward, maybe. Yeah, some people you're just going to have to not talk to them, And I think in certain instances, some of you will realize that being silent is a good thing. I know we've talked about this on this channel before, where somebody really calls you out publicly in front of everyone and just says something just out of the blue nasty to you. And they say instead of reacting, you just like dead eye them for like 10 seconds straight with like a very neutral face. And then they start to feel self-conscious. And then you say a question like, why would you think it's okay to talk to me that way? Or are you saying that to try to embarrass me? Those kinds of things. It's very effective. It's so effective that I wish it would happen to me more now that I know how to do that. And I learned that on YouTube. It was one of those stoicism channels, and I couldn't find the link for you guys, but I've seen it on a million other things since. So I think the word is spreading. We have 2 of Wands. Yes, you have the world in the palm of your hand. You have much more control. You have a whole new world opening up to you because of this. It's amazing what that kind of energy will also show, especially like in workplaces, but like to your spouse, if it's like your parents, or, to your siblings, if it's with your parents. I remember having a boundary setting moment with my father, and afterwards one of my siblings was like, and her partner were like, we're in awe of you. One of them said, you're my hero. Because at this point, like we all knew he was out of line all the time, but like out of like parental respect, we just all kept our mouths shut, and all I said to him was, Dad, I love you, but you will not speak to me this way. And I hung up the phone. Somebody had to teach me to do that. I didn't figure that out on my own. But this whole new world opened up of like, I didn't have to sit there and take it. And the world didn't explode. This whole new world opened up of like being able to negotiate a different kind of relationship with my dad. Right. And it was mostly positive, mostly as mostly, as much as it could be given how, my dad was. Right. So I feel like some of you are in those impossible situations with certain people. Right. But that you're going to be admired and emulated by others, and you don't even realize it yet. Page of Cups. Page of Cups is about kind of celebrating, having a good time with like-minded people. Remember I talked about all those types coming towards you, like your true soul tribe. You might lose some friends if you set boundaries with them, but it almost kind of invites that energy if nobody witnesses. It invites that energy of, this is the kind of person I am. And so you attract that type of people that are like less extreme, less unreasonable, more grounded, more steady. And yeah, The Five of Pentacles. Okay, I mentioned way back in the beginning that some of you are sort of like, oh, they don't like me now, kind of thing. I again feel that this, you know, that that's not, you know, yeah, it sucks that people don't like you now, but you also know you can't turn back. And again, that message comes with the Five of Pentacles as well. They're right outside where they are wanted to be. Okay, and a lot of these types of cards, like they'll have like the same little symbol on their chest or something that like shows that that's their people, right? Your people will come to you, that soul calling of people who are meant to be in your life because you're stable. Because if you don't set boundaries, well, what's that going to attract? Well, people who like to break boundaries, right? You know, it's easier for them. And so you might have a really good start with somebody, and then they just kind of like, next thing you know, you're like, man, every time I'm around that person, my blood pressure goes up. Like those types of people where like you have a conversation with them and they kind of negate everything you say. Like you'll say, yeah, I don't really like, you know, red peppers because they're spicy. And they're like, well, it's not that they're actually spicy, right? And like, granted, it's not that big of a deal when somebody does that every once in a while, but when they do it for every single thing you say, it gets to like a point where you're like, is anything I say right? You know, like it's just that little gnawing kind of feeling. And these people that are coming into your lives will not do that to you. Setting boundaries with those people not only repels the ones that you don't want near you, it attracts the ones that you do want near you. A little bit more. I know. Some of you are tired. You've taken some hits. And I feel like for a lot of you... sorry. My alarm. Okay. A lot of you... that's why you've gone to this place, is because you're like, you know, look at all the times that I've been through the exact same thing, same outcome, not doing it anymore. And they're hanging on to that one because you know that you still have some people that are going to push at you, right? But you're at the tail end of that. Sorry, it took me a second to get that out. You are headed for abundance, independence, being admired because you're being your energy is stronger, it's pure. This might bring some old friends back towards you in some way. Somebody, it might just have a message that somebody's coming towards you. Others, like if you're worried about setting boundaries with certain family members or people you actually really don't want to lose just because you set a boundary, you won't. It'll go back to a more balanced way of how you were before. And the Emperor, oh my goodness. Yeah, just really taking what's yours, stepping forward, strength, and harmony, baby. All right. Well, there you have it. Good for you. Good for you. Okay. If this was helpful, tell me how in the comments section. Give me topic ideas there as well. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, there are ways to do so in the description box. Thank you, my friends. We will see you next time. Bye. Hello, group 2. So if you picked the peachy heart crystal, whatever it is, no clue. Probably some sort of agate, but I could be wrong. Let's look at your overall energy, what you have to be thankful for. As you can see, everything looks different from the intro because that was days ago, darling. Life happens. Okay, here we go. All right, we have a coconut dragon, multitask. Okay. So some of you multitasking, are busy little bees, and quite enjoying yourself. So I feel like some of you have some new job energy and you're grateful for having a new job. Some of you, I feel, are, you know, like peachy keen. Things are okay. That's what I was trying to say. The full moon behind her, it looks like, you know, like you're attracting positivity. and that you're very busy, you're doing a lot at once, but at the same time, you're so grateful to be where you are, which is quite nice. I'm feeling like maybe you have a new job and a new home, new job and a new relationship, new job and something else new, right? New relationship, new home, whatever combo you'd like to put those together. So that's nice. And like change with this little butterfly here. Coconut is sweet, so I get some sweetness mixed in. It's sweet, and it also has kind of a, I don't know, I'm not a foodie, so like don't crucify me for saying this, but like a rich flavor. Not rich expensive, but just like full, I guess you could say, a full flavor. I don't know. Combined with all that sweetness gives it this sort of very powerful energy to it. And it has that hard outer shell, so like you're protected as well, is coming through with all this change. Okay, so let's take a look at your oracle cards. We have Epiphany, Seek Clarity. Okay, so there's a lot of images in these. We've got the peacock feathers for showing some more butterfly for change and transformation. Oh, major peacock action. I'm also feeling phoenix energy. A lot of times I've seen a phoenix like in a piece of art or a piece of jewelry or a card, and it'll have those peacock feathers, right? So that moving into a new home, moving into, having a new job, that sort of new energy is very, very abundant with this card as well. What else am I looking at here? I'm worried that this is going to come out way overexposed for you with my awful camera. It looks great to me right now, but that means it probably is going to look horrible to you when we get done with it. If so, I apologize. Okay. We have little birds flying, so freedom. She's sprouting wings as well. Freedom is there also. Okay, not a ton of other animal stuff, which is interesting. There was a bunch in group 1, which is why I'm pointing that out. Okay. Very, very nice. So yeah, having epiphanies, landing where you wanted to be without knowing that's where you wanted to be kind of energy. I wonder why I was holding all your cards upside down. Maybe it feels like the world's gotten turned upside down a little bit just because you're so busy multitasking and transforming and taking off are all these like words that are coming to me. Having these realizations of self, these epiphanies. And for some reason, that movie Angel Heart just came into my mind. My gosh, do not watch that if you have like a weak stomach, okay? It's not, it's like a horror movie, but it's not the kind of horror movie you're used to with like jump scares and slashing. It's like a lot more messed up than that. But anyway, it's a lot more satanic than that. So just, you've been warned. Don't watch it with your parents, that kind of thing. I don't care how old you are. I wouldn't watch it with my parents, if that makes any sense, and I'm old, so, All right, anyway, there's a character in that movie named Epiphany, which I'm sure, it's a very symbolic film. I'm sure that that was not an accident. But, I mean, it's dark. Don't watch it if you, like I said, if you can't handle really messed up stuff, don't watch it. You're warned. Okay. Moving along. We have a fire, passion. Okay. For some of you, I feel like this is very specific to some, but like we have the coconut and then the the fire and passion sign is like this tropical vibe as well. So some of you might be moving someplace tropical, someplace very sunny and nice. Or it could just be that you're watching this when things are getting warmer while I'm filming it. It's gotten, where I live, you have like 2 seasons, winter and blasted heat summer. And so we're in that blasting heat summer part right now. Okay. It just happens overnight. It was, you know, winter 2 days ago. We have eagle with communion. Interesting. So like some Native American vibe as well. I'm getting a Hawaii vibe. Like tropical, but still America. Florida, perhaps. Freedom is another symbol of that eagle. Like you're communing with your freedom. Chasing your passions. Having epiphanies. Shape-shifting, my goodness. Yeah, I feel like there's been such immense change, but it feels overtly positive and Dreamtime creation. So like those of you that have moved, it's like I see you like decorating your new house or your new space at work and just really owning, you know, making it a home for yourself in so many ways. And that's great because like I love that energy of like being like starting fresh and no one knows who you are, so you can just kind of, you know, and I'm not like saying be a different person every time, but like you can sort of reinvent yourself every time you go to a new place that, you know, has a mysterious air to it, or you know, have a mysterious air to you. I don't know. You can really create whatever you want. And notice how these guys are kind of in that same position. And like, look, there's still more. I feel like that looks like ocean under those clouds. They could just be clouds in the sky, but it almost feels like ocean water to me. Interesting. If you're somewhere tropical, let us know where in the comment section. Super jelly of you. I was actually, I like seasons, but at the same time, I'm getting old, so I don't know. There's something alluring about living in the South where it's just one temperature all year long. Or, you know, it cools down, but it's like, you know, cooling down to like 60 feels cold, you know, that kind of thing. That sounds appealing to me right now than just winter, summer, right? Because it's not like I get seasons here. We're supposed to be in spring right now, but it's already like summer. It's already hot and dry. Okay. But yeah, shape-shifting, like becoming this whole new person if you want to, you know, really exploring the depths of like what you are as is, letting your true colors show. Some people, you know, when they move to a new place, not that all of you are moving to a new place, some of this is like a new job. Like I said, we went through all that. It's like you get to, you know, show different parts of yourself. Like I always try to be more authentically myself every place that I go the next time around, or even when I'm living in a place, I'll just try to keep continuing to strive to be my most authentic self, because then you attract the people to you in an authentic way and not attracting people who are probably not your cup of tea, or maybe, you know, you're not theirs. Yeah, that kind of energy. The world, yes. When new things are opening up, that means old things come to an end. So like, but look how happy this person is that they're moving forward. It's like less of a, oh, something's ending, and more as like something's commencing, like graduation vibes, moving on to the next step. Seeing things in a whole new light. Look how like, aha, it's like he's having an epiphany. Light bulb. Okay. Taking appropriate action towards your passions. We were also talking about that with your fire card there and the creation card. Shape-shifting or becoming. redefining, communing with your higher self, having freedom. The knights that are on horses always has an extra freedom vibe to me, because horses always also with eagles are like a freedom vibe that I get from each one of those spirit animals. Burden's coming to an end, but you're very busy. Remember, your main card was multitasking, correct? Having wonderful things handed or offered to you. I don't mean like you're just going to have it handed to you. I mean, like, we all deserve to have that every once in a while, I would hope. Any day now. So. Yeah, like free as a bird. Almost there. You're going to be able to sit down and have a drink skis and just enjoy yourself. He's on a little seahorse instead of a... it's not a rocking horse. I don't know what you would call a little horse with wheels like that. Let me know in the comments if that has an official name. New beginnings. Monetary gain. Oh my gosh, the sun. Okay, so that's where we stop, because it's just going to get better from here on out. The sun card means that everything is going to be working out for the absolute best. I feel like you feel that. The more you just come out as your authentic self and you feel happy, you're just going to keep up and up and up. And if you're moving to a new place or starting in a new job, I feel like heartache, healing, so any heartache you have of leaving things behind, you're going to be replacing them with many a grateful, wonderful thing. Stuff to feel grateful for, that's what I'm trying to say. And it's just looking really good, y'all. I'm excited for you. And with that, I think I shall leave it. If this was helpful, tell me how in the comments section. Give me topic ideas there as well. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, there are ways to do so in the description box, my friends. We shall see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye-bye-bye. Hello, group 3. So if you picked the Purple Heart, whatever stone that is, let me know in the comments if you know what it is. If it's not amethyst, I don't know what it is. Okay, moving right along. Let's look at your overall energy for what you have to be grateful for. We have Apple Dragon for health. Excellent news. So if you're watching this and you haven't been as healthy, it could be that you are on the cusp of, or on the precipice of, having an answer coming through. Remember, go see a doctor. I'm not a doctor, but some sort of energy coming through of like the right doctor, finding the right thing, or finding the right treatment, just finding somebody who understands you, having a good experience with your health in some way, something improving. Or it could just be that you already are very healthy and you know that. Just zoom in on your cute little dragon here. The moon is nice and full-ish behind, so it feels like you're accumulating positivity towards yourself. A little ladybug for luck. I don't know what kind of flowers they are, but I believe they're also like associated with health and luck, positive nature. Okay, let's see what else we have. Trying to see if there's any other storyline in here besides just good news with health overall, or good news coming in health overall. I suppose it could be connected to health with somebody you care about, but this actually feels it feels like it's for you, like something to be thankful for yourself. So yeah, I'm just going to say, yes, this is for you. So I'm sorry if you're looking in on somebody else, you also have the right to need to be well as well. So anyway, let's look and see. Opportunity knocks, go for it. She's like kind of holding the world in her hands. There's 2 of them. Some of you, I feel like a close connection to a sister, a sibling, unicorn vibes. Oh, a unicorn Pegasus type, and somebody's riding this unicorn. Sorry, I'm trying really hard to keep that Clear. Okay. Bubbles. I see like you like and your sister like blowing bubbles, those little bubble formulas, right? Looking back and enjoying. Oh, this infinity. This artist is amazing. Isn't this art just cool? I can't even say enough about it. It's like Rainbow River. Like, again, I get that feeling of letting your colors fly in some way, or being your authentic self. Maybe some of you are going to go on a trip with your sibling or somebody that, like, your bestie, somebody very close to you. There's a ship, so traveling by water. Even if you're not on a ship or going on a cruise, I suppose you could be. But you don't have to be. Any type of traveling over a body of water, whether that's by air or by sea. Just really looking forward to like having this positive feeling and having that pattern repeat itself because you're in such a positive frame of mind. Some of you, I feel like you've got a second like lease on life. I believe that's a butterfly in that bubble. So some change, positive change. Some sort of purple flower. I think that's a little person standing there. Not sure what that means. It might mean something to some of you. These cards are so fun. Okay, so anyway, I hope you could see those. It looked really great from what I was looking through, but like I said, there can be a discrepancy there. Okay. Going on a trip with a sibling or a bestie, just really having this new lease on life. Perhaps you go on your own and then you meet a kindred spirit of some kind. It feels like friendship or like family. And just, yeah, just really enjoying like this new lease you have on life, this feeling of getting like a second chance. Yes, music, harmony. Some of you might come from a musical family. Is coming through. So they're playing a violin and what are those called? A lyre or a lyre? Is it a lyre? Lyre, I believe. Dragonfly, emergence. Yeah, like emerging out. This, sorry if you heard that. That was a message coming in. You know, becoming your authentic self in some way, getting out there, moving forward, that kind of energy, showing people the truth in some way. But really just feeling grateful of I'm getting like main character vibes, but it's not even like main character vibes in the sense of this is all about me. It's just knowing who you are, being more generally accepting of the character that you are, and having a new appreciation and a need to sort of emerge before others and show yourself to the world kind of energy. Okay. Ceremony, invocation. I feel like some of you have aided your health with like positive visualization, some medicine. This like snake medicine feeling is what I'm getting from this. Shamanism. Some of you have some ancient ancestor energy coming in with this card that's making me feel like you have guides here with us that are ancient but still connected to your bloodline. So even if you're like, well, that, you know, lady doesn't look like any part of my tribe or any of the type of rituals we do, take it for the thing that pops into your mind. But sometimes our, as we've learned with all those little what do you call them, genealogy deals, a lot of people get surprised by who they actually, the people that, what were you saying, shaman vibes, the people that you're actually connected with through blood. Ancient healing wisdom can often surprise you. Ancient healing wisdom. Yeah, you definitely have an ancient ancestor vibe coming through. So whether it's Native American or what that looks like is like, it almost feels like hoodoo and like a early 1900s, late 1800s vibe to me for some reason, but I don't think that's what the artist was going for. That's just the vision that it's popping into my mind when I look at this card, which I'm not familiar with that religion. I do have a hoodoo tarot deck, and I never use it because I am lazy and I need to learn what those individual cards actually mean because they're not as traditional as, you know it. Okay. But yeah, this ancient wisdom of your roots coming through. And that connection to siblings. It does feel very familial as opposed to just platonic friendship. But sometimes platonic friendships can feel like family. So, gonna stop analyzing. Okay, moving on. We're gonna get you your tarot. Things that you're feeling grateful for. Yeah, I just feel this like wide acceptance of self. Just keeps coming over and over again. So however that applies, yeah, having new reasons to celebrate. This card says to me he's clearly having a great time. But the Knight of Cups traditionally also is handing you something like a blessing or a job or something wonderful, right? It could be just appreciation of yourself, getting to know yourself. Nine of Wands is about feeling kind of beat up and tired, but your burden is near ended as it's a 9. So the cycle is nearly complete if you're struggling in that area. And some of you, I feel like it's just this thing in your past. There's a little black cat there for some spirit energy for you. Some more animal spirit energy. Being grateful for falling in well with at least 2 other people. This could be in work, but we are also talking about health, and the Pentacles can also stand for health for the person getting the reading. So I'm going to say that, yeah, it feels like some caregivers, some new caregivers might be coming through for some of you, like doctors that you'll really mesh well. Yes, people who can teach you something and will also learn something from working with you. Some of you I feel like might have a complex health issue. And yeah, the Ace of Pentacles, a new beginning. And with the Pentacles being connected to health, that also is giving me more and more. So, I mean, like, I don't want to cut it short, but at the same time, like, all the stuff that keeps coming out is the same message. We do have these other cards that popped out, so I'm going to go ahead and honor that. Good positive change coming through quickly. Having enough resources, more than enough resources. Pentacles, again, connected to health, so that would be a very good health outcome. Remember, go to a doctor. Taking positive action and not being afraid of new energy. Enjoying life pleasures, because we were talking about that whole, I know we don't talk about that meaning with the Devil card very often, but it also just means taking pleasure in earthly delights. Therefore, it's this reminder to remember, we were talking about you had this new lease on life. A lot of times when people find out they, you know, are healthier than they thought they were going to be, they go out and they have a big celebration and they eat cake or whatever. Don't eat cake if it's bad for you. Okay. Leaving, yeah, a troubled past behind, being rescued in the nick of time, getting the communication that you need to move forward. And health again with the Temperance card. Temperance also stands for health. All right, I just want one more little card just to make it pretty in the middle. Take a rest. You've been through a lot, so don't forget to rest. Sometimes if you don't stay down and rest when you're healing, it can kind of cause people to relapse. So just keep that in mind. And with that, I'm going to let you go. If this was helpful, tell me how in the comments section. Give me topic ideas there as well. If you'd like to book a private reading, there are ways to do so in the description box. Thank you, my friends. Yay for you. We'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, group 4. So if you picked the raw citrine crystal or whatever we call it, let's go ahead and see what it is you have to be grateful for. We have Squash Dragon. Oh, my bad. Sorry, I was watching a movie. You could probably hear it in the background. Hopefully nobody cussed too bad. Squash Dragon opinions. I'm gonna zoom in so you can see this little guy. I apologize for the glare if it's too exposed. I have a very terrible camera. Butterfly for change. So the main thing that's popping into my mind is like changes at work. That being like changes like even just like schedules or, you know, the delegation of who does what. I almost feel like every single job out there, regardless of what it is in, that you end up in some type of situation where you end up doing little tasks that are not part of your job description. And you just have to do them because nobody else is there to be able to do them, or you get told to do it, you know, that kind of issue and that kind of energy. And right now, a lot of opinions are flying around. I'm also feeling like, okay, like new relationship energy. Great. We have like two different, very different storylines coming in. So just try to keep these in mind as we move forward, because I'm not going to be able to remember them all. And just try to apply it as it goes. Okay, let's see. Like new relationship energy, and then everybody's got an opinion about this relationship. Like, are you sure you're ready? Are you sure that he's as good as Brad? You know, just, are you sure that, you know, you're over Mackenzie? And, you know, that kind of issues. Everybody having an opinion on this subject. It could also be some sort of like hot gossip about some people that has been circulating. And for the most part, it's like true. I don't feel like it's super scandalous, but you know how people talk, right? So those are the two different like storylines that I'm getting. Lots of opinions flying around. New things happening at work or a new relationship. Anything else, Spirit? As always, I feel like you could always insert in like the experience of coming out in some way with your authentic self. You know, letting people know that you live a certain way and just letting that out and not feeling shame or worry over it, but like everybody has an opinion about that as well. Like seriously, like everybody has an opinion. I remember getting a cat and people were weird about that, right? Like, yes, I have a lot of allergies to a lot of things. So like I picked a cat that I wasn't having an allergic reaction to, and then also had a take back policy with the person who gave me the cat in case I developed an allergy to it, right? But people still were very much, are you sure you can have the cat? And it's like, before you weren't even sure I had allergies, Carol, right? Just that all of them have an opinion. Like, what are you going to do if she gets sick or dies? You know, it's like, well, she's 8 weeks old. So can we enjoy the kitten stage for a while before she gets old and dies? You know, stuff like that. It's just that silliness with new things and everybody having an opinion over what you should do with something good that's happened to you or something that's changing. Everybody has an opinion on how it's going to affect things. And, well, have you thought about it affecting this, or have you thought about it affecting that? You know, those are the vibes I'm getting. So apply those however you can. Here we have your owl energy. Follow your intuition. Yeah. Look at that eye. From far away, it almost just looks like one of those protective eyes that you see in art and on trinkets. Being wise, moving forward, change is afoot, yes. Everybody's been getting butterflies today. Some of you might have butterflies in your tummies, where you just get butterflies when you feel like something intuitively is happening. It's like being steady like a mountain and being sort of your own, and like your own island in some ways. Not like you're isolated, but that you're wise enough to kind of stay in your own lane or in your own space, if you will. Okay. Lots of moon, different cycles of the moon, so like lots of change coming, most definitely. Whether that's work related, relationship related, other related. Okay, moving along. Yeah, wolf instinct, following your instinct. And look how the wolf is by itself in this. It's not leading a pack. It's like a lone wolf kind of energy of standing by yourself, being sturdy like that mountain, not being moved by the crowd or the opinions of others. Breach. It's like breaking up out of the water. Just doing what you do, you know, like without mind of who it splashes kind of feeling is what I'm getting from that card. Interesting. The W is standing out to me. That doesn't always happen, and it's an owl as well. So some of you might have a name that starts with W. Some of you might. The W is significant for some of you. Some of you are also giving me kind of Scorpio energy. In some cultures, the owl is like a symbol, and butterflies as well. It's for like death and like rebirth, or like hearkening that a big change is coming. Wolves are also connected to people born in November in Celtic mythology. Moving along. Lightning power. Yeah, like change striking. I get like that eight of wands vibe of like fast striking change. Not destructive, just very rapid. And kind of shakes things up. And fairies for earth magic. Yeah, it's like you have all this change flowing around you, but you're just steady. And I feel like that's what you have to be grateful for, is that you're able to notice how this like squash dragon is just standing steady, right? Squash is an earthy, delight that you can prepare all kinds of different things, different ways with it if you're able to eat squash. It's something I would attribute to like grounding. That yellow color also is very connected to your solar plexus, which is one of your lower chakras. It's the higher of the lower, but it's still one of the, what would it be considered, the lower ones, which is connected to your self-power and your self-confidence. Beautiful energy. I feel like you're just really, and the earth fairies are really keeping you grounded as well. It's like all this change is swirling around you, but you're just steady. You're not getting dragged down with the hive mentality of, oh, what are we going to do, right? Or that herd mentality of, this is going to affect all of us. And it's like, well, yeah, but at the same time, we can also temper it with our expectations and our coping with it as you move through it. And so very steady energy with that mountain and the being your authentic self, standing your ground, but yet not struggling. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Okay. Lots of little cards just came out for you here without even shuffling. So let's look at these. Yeah, you can trust your intuition at this time. We also have the pomegranate. I always think of that as sweetness or good fortune coming towards you. Wisdom. seeing around the corners a little bit so that you make the right decisions for yourself, even when in times of uncertainty. We also have celebration. Yeah, the new relationship crowd, we didn't really delve into you as much. And people have opinions about that. You're still just enjoying yourselves, which I love. You're not letting it get you down. Yeah, you have the upper hand, even though there's a lot of opinions swirling around. And some of them can kind of feel vaguely critical, right? Or ominous in some way, like they're cautionary, right? And it kind of brings the vibe down. Your guides are saying and showing that you have the upper hand, that you're in a good place. Music. Some of you might really be into music. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, going at your own pace. People that are worried that you're making rash decisions, your guides are showing that you can be confident because you've actually really thought things through, regardless of what people perceive that you've done. It might be fast moving to them, right? But they weren't there the whole time. Okay. Yeah, staying out of that conflicted energy of those people in your family, those coworker types. Not getting dragged down or oppressed by that energy. Also enjoying life's pleasures and blessings that are happening here on earth for you now. That's one of the devil card meanings that also came out in one of the other groups. You've got the world in the palm of your hand. It's a great card for partnership as well. Yeah, you can walk away from those conflicting people and it'll be for your best interest. Isn't that such a pretty card? I love the Eight of Cups in this deck. I just love this deck. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is a lucky and good time for you. And you do have a lot to be grateful for. So just going with that and enjoying yourself. You also have the Star, which is connected to healing and abundance and being the center of attention. I'm just going to put that right over the top of that devil energy, even though the devil is also about earthly pleasures. And I feel like in a lot of ways the Star is also. In those new relationships, there's a lot of attraction between you and your new partner. Man, there's the Eight of Wands we were talking about. I'm going to put that right over the Five of Wands. It's okay for you to feel a little shaky. There's a lot of change coming in. And so just don't let fear take hold, because your guides remind you that this is a good time of balance, that good things are coming towards you, not bad, regardless of the cautionary things people say to you. And yeah, more celebration. Surround yourself with people, friends who are just happy for you. Even if they're people that you don't see as often, or they're not as big as your inner circle, maybe they should be, okay? And with that, I shall leave you. If this was helpful, tell me how in the comments section. Give me topic ideas there as well. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, there are ways to do so in the description box. My friends, good to see you. We got it done. Take care. Bye-bye.